Reeling after the killing of the presidential candidate, the anti-corruption advocate Fernando Villavicencio, 2 weeks before the elections, Ecuador is now asking, is organized crime taking over the country? The killing of Villavicencio, who was a vocal critic of corruption and drug crime in Ecuador, brings into focus the deteriorating condition in much of South America. While details of the crime remain murky, according to officials, Ecuador's police have arrested 6 suspects, all of whom are Colombian. A 7th suspect was killed in Wednesday's gunfire. In the hours following the shooting, President Guillermo Lasso blamed criminal networks for the violence. Lasso wrote on social media, "Organized crime has come a long way, but the full weight of the law is going to fall on them." An unfortunate combination of weak economic growth, volatile politics, the pandemic, and the growing reach of cocaine trafficking gangs has destabilized large parts of the continent, with Ecuador a case in point. Security in Ecuador has been worsening since the pandemic. Since late 2020, violence erupted frequently in many of the country's prisons, with hundreds of inmates killed in jail riots. Gangs operating inside the prisons have taken advantage of the state's weak control to expand their power, threatening inmates' lives. Outside prisons, murders have increased enormously. According to global risk intelligence company Verisk Maplecroft, since 2016, Ecuador's homicide rate has gone up by 500%. Conservative President Guillermo Lasso, who called early presidential elections in a bid to avoid impeachment, has repeatedly blamed the violence on drug cartels. He has also blamed drug gangs for Villavicencio's assassination. For many years, Ecuador, the world's top banana exporter, escaped the violence that has long engulfed its neighbors. But while law enforcement agencies were busy in other countries in the region, drug gangs moved into Ecuador, concealing big cocaine quantities in shipments of bananas bound for Europe. President Lasso has frequently declared states of emergency to ramp up security, including military patrols on the streets and curfews at night. In April, he authorized civilians to use guns to fight rising insecurity. Villavicencio's assassination came after 2 years of rising violence in Ecuador as rival gangs clashed for control of the cocaine routes out of the Andean nation. The bloodshed has included gangland murders, including at shopping malls, and prison riots have claimed hundreds of lives. Experts say that it was a matter of time before the violence spilled into politics. Had Villavicencio been elected president, the drug cartels would have been on the receiving end of the candidate's hardball tactics. Describing Ecuador as a narco-state, he had promised to build a new high-security prison to isolate jailed gang leaders. This would have prevented gang bosses to run their empires from behind the bars. Before his killing, polls showed that he was rising in popularity, overtaking the second-place candidate Otto Sonnenholzner. Guillermo Lasso responded to Villavicencio's assassination by declaring a 60-day national state of emergency and sending thousands of armed forces into Ecuador's streets. He has also promised to stop further violence marring the election. But that may be too little too late. Many in Ecuador blame the government for failing to take on the drug cartels that they believe caused Villavicencio's death.
Subscribe to One India channel and never miss an update.